and welcome to Needing a Meeting. My name is Carol. I will be your host today. I don't see anybody in the chat yet. Oh, goody. I'm eating all by myself. That's not what meeting is meeting is about. It's not about me. Oh, how's everybody doing? I see that there are 4 people watching. Ah, hey, Rolling Stone. Good to see you. Thank you. So yeah, I was, hey, Crystal. Hi, Becca Jean. It's taken me a minute to get set up. What a day. I'm sorry you had a day. Well, hopefully it was a good day, unless it was a good day. I was under the weather the whole weekend, as was Steve. And I'm not completely out of the woods yet, but hopefully on the mend. So yeah, there's the link if anybody wants to join me on screen. I also put it over in the lifeboat. Anybody who wants to join me. I would like to ask anybody who cares to. You sound a bit stuffy. Yeah. Hello, Crystal. How are ya?
Alive.
Well, as long as we're still fogging up the mirror, there's hope, right?
Yeah, I guess.
So what's been going on?
Oh, craziness. But you were saying something as I was coming on and I didn't catch all of it.
Well, as Admiral Tommy has stated, a lot of times we get into an addiction just trying to find a way to be comfortable in our own skin. And in our, recovery from whatever addiction we may be recovering from, or whatever, situation we may be recovering from, what are some methods that you might employ to get comfortable in your own skin?
Oh boy.
It's a big one. It is.
Yeah, that is.
I was thinking about it, and I realized that I pray a lot. I don't pray the way I used to pray when I was in a cult, or in an extreme religion. But I don't know. It just seems to, I seem to cry out a lot.
Yeah.
And ask for help.
Well, and that's acceptable.
Yeah, I mean, when you don't know what else to do.
God already knows what you need. He just wants you to ask.
Yeah.
So,
And and I have really had to work through a lot of things to come back to some kind of comfort in my own skin since 2018. Because I realized that when my brother beat me up in my own home, like the way that he did, that it broke my spirit. And you got to have some kind of way to come back from that. And it's been a long road back.
yeah.
I wouldn't say that I'm back to where I was before, but I'm closer. And I may not ever get back to where I was before.
I don't think you ever do.
Yeah.
It's tough, especially when a family member and someone close in age is the one that's beating you up.
Right. Yeah. I spent all that time away where he couldn't get to me, 2,000 miles away, and put all that distance between me and him, hoping that would be a clear message that I don't intend to ever be his punching bag again, ever.
Yeah.
and I did a lot of work on myself, a lot of soul searching, trying to recover from all that and to find my own way, and I don't know why it hits so differently for it to happen after all that, as opposed to a kid growing up in it, not knowing any different,
Mhm.
but
Well,
it did.
that's the key. When you were
Mm-hmm.
growing up, you didn't know any different.
Right.
But when it happened when you were an adult, you had already started in some of your healing, hadn't you?
I had. Yeah.
And so it was another form of, I know this is wrong now, and yet he's still doing it to me.
Right. How are you,
And
Tony?
I am good. I had a really good weekend with my grandson. My daughter went to visit with friends that were from Missouri, and they were staying at a bed and breakfast. So her and her boyfriend went and spent time with them. And I had my grandson all weekend, and I got flowers, and I got a scooter's card, and I got a new water mug for my grandson. So it was a good weekend.
If you guys could give me a 5x5, Ben says I got some spotty web connection or something. I'm not detecting anything. I'm not getting anybody freezing or anything like that.
is it his web connection that's spotty?
I don't know. Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Banks.
Yeah, it's
Ken spent doing a lot of reflecting too.
Okay. I'd love to hear about that.
So I realized that there's been a lot of things I've been doing lately that aren't very conducive to good family life,
Okay.
to a good life for me.
Okay.
I spend way too much time listening to different YouTube channels, playing on games, stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
there's other things that are more important in my life that I need to start. I've told you all I'm a witch, and I'm doing a
Mm-hmm.
class. Well, I need to study, and I need to put into practice the things that I learned. I'm going on a retreat this coming weekend, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
really excited about it. And I just realized there's some things that I need to take with me to get prepared. I have to go get some
Mm-hmm.
things or make some things. I realized that, I haven't been doing things around the house that I need to do on a regular basis to make sure that everybody eats properly and has lunches to take to work and things like that. So it was not only a really good time having fun playing Pokemon Go and stuff like that with my grandson, having ice cream for dinner, but it was also a weekend spent reflecting where can I make him in my life.
Okay.
And so, and then this morning, he and I sat and talked, and I was able to tell him how I had been feeling and stuff, and things that I realized I needed to do. And I cried. I had tears this morning, but they were healing tears that you need to have to
That's
get
good.
those emotions out that you've been keeping bundled up and you haven't talked about, and how you've been feeling. I've been feeling like I'm a terrible mom, but I'm not a terrible mom. I'm a really good mom. And the things
Right
that my
on.
son does now has nothing to do with the things that I taught him when he was younger. It has everything to do with his desire not to take the things he's been taught by his dad and I and do different things instead. And it's going to take him
Right.
time to grow up and realize that, hey, maybe mom and dad were right.
Yeah.
And it was that my gosh, he was the same way as Jonathan. So it's not me being a bad parent. It's my child not doing the things he needs to do to become a better person.
You know, I mean, and when you give birth to a person, and people make decisions, you know, and he's old enough now to make his own decisions, and that's how he's choosing to. That's the road he's just decided to go down for however long.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, so it was a good weekend. It's been a good morning. Found out my husband's been stressing out too, and which is Nathan. And I talked to him a little bit, realized he hasn't been taking his medications. Now he has a stent in
Oh,
his artery, his heart,
yes.
because it was blocked.
Yeah.
He was having chest pains.
Yeah.
It was blocked. He had to have this done. But he hasn't been
Yeah.
taking his medications like he's supposed to. And I just found
Right.
this out this morning. So I put his medication together. I said, your night, because he thought he could take it all at one time. And I'm like, no, they're separated. I have to take this one in the morning and this one at night. And so I ordered his medications as well. And so now it'll all get taken. But I didn't know this. And so I'm noticing that we're having a failure in communication. And a lot of it I put
Yeah.
on myself because of the fact that, sorry, the ambulance pulling up and going to in-laws live right next door and they're in their 80s. I just want to make sure that
Ooh.
it's not here for them.
Okay. Okay.
So, but so I'm realizing that part of the lack of communication has been my time spent YouTube or playing video games and not giving the attention where it needs to go.
Okay.
Very eye-opening for me
So,
today. Like this
right
past weekend
on.
and this morning has been very I kept looking for, but it helped me realize what I do need to focus on. So like I haven't been really YouTubing, like I cleaned the bathroom, so it was playing in the background in my ear. I wasn't paying attention to it. I was doing something I needed to do, but I can't just not listen to something. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. And when people aren't around, I can, watch whatever I want, do whatever I want. But when there's people around, I need to just shut it all off, not have any kind of social media, any kind of anything going on, and just pay attention to those I need to pay attention to, except for your stream, Tara's stream, and Christy's stream. Those ones are the exceptions because to me, they're very healing, they're helpful, and I find a lot of good information. And not only are they helpful to me, but I find it to others as well. So,
Right on. Well, I'm curious, do you have anything that you do that helps you with being comfortable in your own skin?
for me, is I love being outside and going
Yeah.
outside and spending time outside and sitting outside with family and visiting and talking makes me feel good. Like we did that last night.
Yeah.
Journaling so cathartic, and
Right.
it's so eye-opening because you start writing and you're looking and you're seeing that, oh, hey, look, I've been doing this too much, or I'm neglecting this person too much for this person. And by
Yeah.
journaling, and I haven't been regular with my journaling, and that is where I have to start. I have to journal every
Okay.
day. If I don't, my day doesn't go as well. So it's
Okay.
back to my
Wow.
journaling, and I'm trying to do it every day for the next 30 days to make it a habit. And
Okay.
then once that's a habit, I can work
Right on. Right on.
a habit that doing it
Yeah.
or taking it to one thing I want to do at a tend to overwhelm myself.
Yeah. Hi, Misha. Are you there? Hello, Misha. Earth calling Nisha.
Hello, I was going to
Ned.
talk about it.
Hey.
Overwhelming. I sure
How
do
are you?
get that way. Can you?
Yes, I can.
Yep.
I could. Are you? Hello.
Yes,
Did you
prayer is a
freeze?
form of meditation.
I'm just way lagging, of course. Go figure. Let me see if I can fix that real.
Okay. I'm missing some comments here. Just heard an owl outside my window, says Rolling Stone. That's amazing.
I love
Let's
owls.
see. I do too. Let's see.
We
I
have
missed
aloes
any?
in my
I
family.
was
It's
almost
like
stolen from my mother by an owl when I was a baby.
Okay, sorry, I missed both of that. I missed what both of y'all said.
Well, I was saying that I was almost
just
stolen
talking about that. I
by
had a
an
doggy
owl.
that happened to.
Had what happened to? Sorry. Are you there? Are you with me? Anyway, what
I'm going to try
were
to
you
come out.
saying?
Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, what were you saying?
I was almost stolen by an owl from my mother's arms when I was a baby, an infant.
What?
We were living out at the logging camp.
Wow.
And my mom and my grandma, the main house, over to the trailer that my mom and dad and I lived in. And I was just an infant, and this owl, big, huge owl, swooped down and tried to steal me away. From that point on, like my mom screamed, my grandma screamed, they clutched me in before the owl could like take off with me. And the guys all came running out and asked what happened, and they told them. And from that point on, my mom wasn't allowed to walk to the trailer at night by herself or with my grandma alone. One of the guys would go with them, and they would carry like a rifle or a shotgun or something to make sure that if the owl came at me again, that it wouldn't get me. But yep.
Oh, wow.
I was almost stolen away by an owl.
Now, did he get hold of you? Did he actually manage to get you out of your mom's arms?
I don't remember. I don't think so. I think it had swooped down with its claws open to try to get me, but like either my mom or my grandma swatted at it and made it go away. But yeah, they were really freaked out, and from that point on, my dad's like, "Oh no owl is getting my daughter." So, sorry, something fell and I couldn't tell what it was, but it was baby's bottle. He threw it on the floor.
They like to throw things on the floor. I don't know what that is. What is that?
It's a
I'm
game.
relacing these gloves. That's why I keep looking down.
So how about you, Crystal? I don't know if you've had a chance to.
No, I haven't. I was kind of waiting for more people to get on. So I don't have to repeat it a bunch of times.
I gotcha.
But I think in reference to your earlier question on what makes me feel okay in my own skin, having my hair short.
Okay.
And shaving my head.
Right on.
A number of years ago, I had a lady that I was friends with in the church. She said to me, she says, "Why do you shave your head?" And I said, "Because I like to." She says, "Because I keep getting people, some of the older people in the church kept coming up to her and asking her if I was okay." And I'm like, "Well, tell them to come and ask me," like, because I guess they figured that I was maybe sick because I kept shaving my head. Well, at
Okay.
that point, I was actually shaving my head because my dad was going through cancer. But at that point, I started to just grow my hair out, and it got to the point where I started thinking, why am I doing something for somebody else?
Okay.
And so I went and I shaved my head again, and I felt so free and felt more like myself than when I was letting it grow even just a little tiny bit.
Wow.
And I
So
think,
I've always
Crystal,
said,
that's the
nope,
point.
yep,
I
go
think,
ahead.
Crystal, that's the point right there, is that what are we doing? Are we doing it for ourselves, or are we doing it for others? If we're doing it for others, we're never going to feel comfortable in our own skin.
Yeah.
If we're ourselves, then we are comfortable in our own skin. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like that thing where, you know, if we don't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of others. So if we can't feel comfortable in
Yeah.
our own skin, how can we make others feel comfortable in theirs? So in your head, if that what makes you feel good, I said too. She doesn't like long hair. Me, I like my long hair.
Yeah.
I think about cutting it off, and then I'm like, nope. Even though it's up all the time because I can't stand it on my neck. I don't like short hair. I don't feel like I look good in short hair, whereas I can pull off long hair
Yeah.
pulled up.
Yeah. I have a friend who admires me. She says, I wish I could shave my head, but she says, my husband wouldn't let me, and I don't know if I would look good without hair. I think she would look fine, but, you know, it grows back.
It does.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing that? Shaving your
Shaving
head?
it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was keeping it fairly short before I moved to the community I'm in now.
Yeah.
And then just before I left, I started to grow it out again. It was getting longer and longer, and I was still okay with it. And people were saying that you look nice with your longer hair. And so I thought, you know, I will grow it out until I can't. Because I had always said I would never have my hair any way that I had it when I was growing up.
Ooh.
And it ended up getting down to about here.
Okay.
And then it just something, I started back into therapy and started to learn a few more things about myself and stuff. And I started getting triggered.
Okay.
And it's like, nope, not happening. Went to the hairdressers that I was seeing. They said, cut it off.
Okay.
And it was just long enough that I could donate.
Nice.
So I'm like,
Right on.
yay!
Right
Which
on.
made me feel happy because it ends up going for wigs for kids that are facing cancer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that was the reason I actually started shaving my head. I had a friend growing up that he was probably about 3 years younger than me, 2 or 3 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up getting leukemia when he was 12. And one of the first things that he said to his mom and dad when he went on the cancer ward and they got to his room, he said, Mom, can you shave my head so I'm like all the other kids? And when I heard that, I said, if I ever am close to someone who's battling cancer, I will shave my head in solidarity.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't realize it would be my dad, but
Oh.
so, but yeah, he went through treatment. It wasn't, they didn't officially call it cancer, but polyps just kept growing and growing in his bladder. So they had to keep removing them, but they weren't actually cancerous. but he still had to go through the same treatments they would have if he had have had cancer. So I
Wow.
shaved my head in solidarity both times that he went through treatments,
Right on.
and he's been cancer free ever since,
That's
or polyp
amazing.
free ever
Yeah.
since.
That's amazing.
How are you, Matrix?
Oh, I've had better days.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm
Well,
sorry that
oh
you're not
no.
having a good day. What can we do to help?
Oh, I mean nothing really. Not unless you can make migraines go away.
Yeah.
They're hard.
Had a migraine this morning. Got some coffee. I was fine. Went to the eye
Mm-hmm.
doctor. They dilated my eyes. Really bright
Mm-hmm.
lights. Brought it all the way back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm working
no.
on my
Yeah.
Yeah.
second cup now to
Matrix.
not legal ones.
Okay.
We'll just keep it at that.
All righty then.
I'm good with
Hey,
that.
I'm working on getting a
I'm good
I'm working on getting a
with that.
pain manager. Working on getting a pain management doctor.
Okay.
So
That's good.
I
That's
got
good. I went through a
MRI in my back and
neurologist.
everything. So
Cool.
yeah, well, I mean, I got my pick really. I mean, I got so many diagnoses that are on there.
Really?
Oh
hmm
yeah. Oh,
hmm
migraines, bipolar, yeah, you name it. Heart condition,
I'm
everything.
there.
Wow. Wow. So what do you do to get comfortable in your own skin?
Oh, I have.
Yeah, go ahead. Real quick. Go ahead, Tony. Real
Your
quick.
question kind of goes along with my inspiration card I pulled this morning. It says, "It is easy to love and accept the side of yourself. It takes courage to acknowledge and love the darker side."
The dark side. Yeah. Yeah, I think that
I
that
think
is
that's part
why
of.
I had part
mm,
of.
Go ahead.
I think that's. No, I was
I
I
think
was
that's.
wanting to hear what you were saying.
I think that's the darker side. Our darker side is also part of being comfortable in our skin. Because
Yeah.
we have positive and negative emotions. Well, the negative emotions would be considered the darker side. Are we comfortable with those emotions? Are we comfortable with the way we
Yeah.
display those emotions? And it's being
Right.
comfortable and loving that part of ourselves that can make us comfortable in our own skin.
That makes a lot of sense. And it makes a lot of sense as to why I was struggling with that. So my brother did, because a lot of dark emotions came out and weren't going anywhere, you know, and I learned to get comfortable with that, I guess. So, well, hello again, Matrix.
Hey, my phone's doing some funky stuff today. I mean, I lost my icon and everything. So
Lost your what? You lost your iPhone? Is that what you said?
no, my icon that was on there. Notice it's
Oh,
different now.
oh, yeah, I see that. I see that.
It was the baby dragon. Now it's sparkle frogs.
Oh, cute.
They're glow in the dark frogs. I put them out on my patio.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
So, is there something that you do to help you get comfortable in your own skin, Matrix?
I journal and I do art and I make stuff.
Right. Right on. You know, that is something that you can just lose yourself in, just doing something artistic. Whether you're good at it or not, just pouring yourself into something creative.
Oh yeah, I really suck at drawing. I'm really good at the resin stuff, but I suck at drawing. I'm working on it. Well, I've always wanted to be an artist. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's. Hey, Saint Mitz.
Oh my goodness gracious.
And I always wanted to be a comic book artist, so I'm working on that.
Ooh, right on.
That's cool.
Do you have stories that you write?
I'm working on one right now.
You are. That's amazing.
Well, the story
That's
part
cool.
of it, I haven't started like blocking it out. But I mean, I I done video and stuff, and I had to do um oh when you storyboards. I had to storyboard my stuff out.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that's all really a comic book is. It's just a bunch of storyboards.
That's right.
So, but I mean it's
Hello?
pretty much the same thing. I suck
Yep.
then too. The storyboards.
Right on. That is amazing, Matrix. Honestly. I'd love to read some of your stuff sometime if you don't mind sharing it with me.
Well, I don't write often, but when I do, it's usually bare bones of it. So once I get everything down that I want to get down, it's like kind of like Star Wars, but it's not Star Wars. It's going to be a lot better.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Star Wars is sucking lately, so I got to do something about
Yeah.
that. At least
Okay.
try.
Right on.
Hey,
Do you do
hey,
like fan work
Right as
or is
well.
it a
I do
whole different
poets.
theme?
oh,
Or
it's I'm using the same tropes that he used.
Okay.
Like the fall of the Jedi, that's the Templar Knights. Um, I mean the Siths. I mean they could be. Well, I mean actually they're. Um, well, Philip the Fair died after taking down the Templars. His son
mm-hmm.
actually made like a new Templar order where they wore pentacles or pentagrams.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking those are the
Pentacles.
dark, like the, yeah. Well, I'm thinking that I mean, it was the Pentacle is backed by the Catholic Church, believe it or not. So is the reverse one. I
Okay.
mean,
Didn't know that.
yeah, the pentagram
Mhm.
is a Christian is a Christian symbol. The upside
Okay.
down cross is a Christian symbol. I mean, Saint Peter was, you know, crucified upside down because he didn't want to be crucified like Christ.
Right.
So I mean,
Right.
it's all Christian iconography. I mean, the cross is just a Tau symbol. I
Okay.
mean,
Interesting. Like as in
yeah,
uh who was it is the Tao a person or is it
not
somebody?
the Tao is a person. The Tau, Tau, is what I
Oh,
said.
okay. Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, I mean, it goes back to Samaria. I mean, the Templar
Okay.
cross goes back to Samaria too.
Right
So
on.
yeah, no, it's
Wow.
I've
Interesting.
learned I've learned a lot in my books.
Right on.
I love
Sorry to
reading.
give you a history class.
Right on.
I like history.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like history too. People who don't know their own history are doomed to repeat it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't
Yep.
like that they changed the
Why do you
history of
think
this
we're still
country.
repeating it?
Oh, we're still repeating everything because it's the status quo. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
nobody wants to upset the
I'm
boat.
saying.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's true. That is true. Well, Ben, how are you
Who?
today?
Not
Oh,
bad. I proved that hypnosis actually works for hot stuff. First time I've had 4 nuts without exploding. So
okay.
I am on fire.
Awesome.
I am on fire, but yes, I think I found. I don't want to try any more than that because cat cramps. So you won't feel that for a few hours, but
Ooh. How
yeah.
are you,
So
Kim?
Not too bad. I'm making thank you cards
You're actually making those, doing the artwork?
I printed this off and then I'm just writing in, and then I've cut them and then I'm writing inside. Thank you for
Okay.
supporting my dreams. And this is what I'm going to give to everybody who purchases one of my, like, just something that I've made. I made these ones this morning. So
Wow, those are
Woohoo!
beautiful.
That's cool.
thank you.
If I could ever
Yeah.
figure out my cricket machine, I can make cards. Like make them. I
Yeah,
got
but
I
then
got
I'd have to
everything
charge
for it.
the card.
No, I got everything for it. I got the little frame thingy and the cutaways. Yeah, I got everything.
Nice.
Can't figure out how to use it.
Mm. There's
Go online.
tutorials.
Yeah.
I've tried. Trust me, I've tried.
This is profound. Izzy E. When I don't feel good in my own skin, I ask myself, is this you or is this someone else's voice borrowing yours right now? Wow, Izzy.
Ooh.
That
Well,
is
that's
good.
deep.
Wow.
Deep.
Yeah.
In
You know,
order to
there
feel
was-
better in my own skin, I do something
Yeah.
for someone else.
Right on.
It's not so much that it's not that I don't value who I am, my own emotions and all that stuff. I just feel better about myself doing something for somebody else that maybe they couldn't do, right?
Mhm.
And that's why I've learned how to say
Yep.
thank you. Like the reason I have thank you in so many languages on here is because I can say thank you in more than 40 languages.
Wow.
So, and I've learned how to do that because I think it's a good thing. It's a good way to approach somebody and say, you know what, you've done this for me. I couldn't do it for myself. And I will say thank you in your own language, you know, in the way you think, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I learned how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it also gives you a
That's
different point of
awesome.
view.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's what this
That's a
country
lost
deals
art.
with. Lack of
Go
sending
ahead,
letters.
Matrix.
Sending letters is a lost art.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it sure is.
Email
It is.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like
During
20,
the
30
you know
years
what.
down the line. Are we going to be reading like emails, from like, people in the 90s?
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, you know
Yeah.
how they make the books with the letters from World War II?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. What are they going to be emails now?
Yeah. They're going to be copies of emails.
It just doesn't have the same.
No.
It is different.
Nope.
Yep.
See, I mean, that's the whole thing. Most of us, we remember the world before the internet.
Yeah.
Mm.
Different
Mhm.
world. Such a
Yes, we
different
are.
Yep.
world.
Fine. Put that out there.
I'm just saying it was a simpler time, okay?
Simple may not be quite the right phrase, but sure. I find it much more simple to research things and solve an argument around the table with Google on my side.
Yes.
Yeah,
I must.
Google used to be called an encyclopedia.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't want to have to pull up a set, and it just isn't.
And
I
I
know what
must.
you're saying, Matrix. I know what you're saying.
I must
Well-
admit, insulting Chat GPT and AIs is kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. I do enjoy that, but yes, I would have
Okay.
loved to have had access to the wealth
Mhm.
of information we have, especially in school.
Yeah.
Oh
Absolutely.
my gosh, we could have. Woo!
See, my daughter is
Yeah.
a very good university student. She loves studying through university methods. My younger daughter, the ADHD that she has, she is so smart, but she can't hold on to an idea long enough to write it down on a piece of paper for it to make sense to anyone else. But she can remember stuff. So, like you, Ben, she just loves going to Wikipedia and going through all of these chat rooms and
Oh yeah.
finding about just everything. And so if somebody asks her, she can knock it out of the park. But don't ask her to write a paper about it.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
Hmm.
That sounds like
So how does she get around that in
She's
school?
been done school for a while. She's 23 now. Yeah. No, she
Okay.
her first 2
Okay.
years of university were spectacularly unsuccessful. And then we all decided on the same day, individually actually, to suggest that maybe she shouldn't return the next semester. Yeah. And she was so scared that her dad and I
Yeah.
would be really upset that she was giving up on school. And I thought she would be upset that I was giving up on her, you know? But the fact that we all came to the same idea, the same day, the same way, it was just a wonderful, peaceful experience to be able to say, okay, this just isn't going to work for you. And that's okay. You know, we're not going to think any less of you
Yeah.
because she works at a grocery store. She's amazing at it. The kid knows more about fruit
Okay.
and vegetables than anyone else I
Right on.
know.
Right on. That's amazing.
Yep.
Wow. She sounds like she's even
Oh, she
passionate
is.
about
She
it.
really is. And she's not a people person. She
Wow.
actually has fairly solid social anxiety, but because she knows what she's doing so well, she's incredibly confident in talking about it and all of that. If she were to do any other job at the store, she would be just as good at any of the other jobs. It doesn't matter, because she takes the time to learn about all of the different departments, about all of the different information and that kind of stuff. So she's very comfortable throughout, which I'm really grateful for.
And
Yeah.
her face lights up like a little Christmas tree when she's talking about work.
It does. It really does.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That is great. That is amazing. You know, I mean, anyway, I just think that's fabulous. So, Ben, what do you do to get comfortable in your own skin?
Actually, one of the easiest ways I found is just deep breathing, kind of like what Christy would do. You just breathe in through the nose. You breathe into your belly, not your chest, and you can just do this just by making your belly move out, not your chest. And then what you do is you exhale through your mouth like you're breathing out through a straw, like that. And what that will do is it will cause a slowing of your pulse and a little bit of a lowering of your blood pressure. That can help you back to focus pretty quick. And it wasn't until I started practicing hypnosis on myself that I started putting two and two together. And it's like, holy, yeah, 'cause I used to do that when I was fresh out of the behavior center I put myself in for depression. They used to they taught us that, but I just forgot it. And yeah, when you're under deep stress, just do that, and probably 5 to 10 times,
Okay.
and yeah,
Yeah.
you'll eventually return. You'll get thrown out of fight or flight, and you can eventually return back to where your thinking center, your brain, your executive center takes over again. And it's really fascinating, just because I mean, I knew it was part of hypnosis, but it's like, well, why? And it's like, it's to get you to relax. And
Yeah. Question. I think we know what hypnosis is, but do we have it right? What is it really, and what does it accomplish?
hypnosis is pretty similar to meditation. The
Okay.
exception is both of which you'll do deep breathing, or you'll typically do deep breathing with meditation. But hypnosis just a little more involved on that end to get yourself down, and then hypnosis, you're trying to talk to your subconscious, versus meditation, you're dealing with your conscious mind.
Okay.
That's Hypnosis will typically have an induction just to accomplish that, but
What's
hypno-
an induction? What is that?
that is where you're inducing yourself into a state of hypnosis. hypnosis happens, and everybody keeps saying, "Oh, I can't be hypnotized." Like, I guarantee you can, because we've all experienced road hypnosis. When you're driving along, you get to where you're going, it's like, "Wow, I'm here." You are actually in a state of hypnosis. Hypnosis is not necessarily passed out, clucking like a chicken. It's not necessarily that.
No, that's the nightclub act.
Yeah, the stage hypnosis, what happens a lot
Yeah.
is with stage hypnosis, you'll have people who they're still making a conscious decision as whether or not they want to go with it. Because you have a lot of people will ham it up, and they'll just say, "Oh yeah, because I'm the center of attention," blah blah blah. Now, the few people, quite a few, actually do get really hypnotized, but it's quite a difference between stage hypnosis and therapeutic hypnosis, where therapeutic hypnosis is more focused on your therapist saying, okay, you want to quit smoking, you want self-confidence, you want whatever.
Hmm.
And most oftentimes you're not actually under, you're just kind of in what they call a trance state, but you can get into a
Hmm.
trance state just um, staring at the same word long enough, which is where you just kind of settle down, your eyes blink slower, you have slower respiration. It happens to us. I mean, it really does happen to us quite a bit. We actually do go into
Okay.
trance states. You could do this a lot in television. A lot of times you're just watching, just absorbing. You're actually in a trance
Well,
state. In
music
fact,
can
that is,
do the same thing for you too.
yeah, you're
What
actually in
can?
it.
Oh yeah, music will quicken or decrease your pulse depending on the beat of the song.
I
Mhm.
see.
Yeah, some
And
people.
when
Oh, sorry.
you're in a trance, do you have control over your faculties or does
Yeah.
something else?
Oh, yeah. You can pop out of it. You
Nobody
can.
can make you do anything you don't want to do under hypnosis.
Yeah. Now, if
Ben
you're
has a theory on that.
if you're deep, if you're deep under with somebody who's skilled and multiple visits and the whole 9 yards, you can.
Well, you're talking
But
about a professional
yeah,
hypnosis
yeah,
guy, though.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. No therapist worth their salt is going to give you like there was a Netflix movie about hypnosis. I can't remember the name of it, and the stuff in it is kind of possible, some of it, but the second you get scared, you'll kick out. You'll kick out instantly because
Okay.
that's your lower part of your brain saying no, this is not good. Now, a professional hypnosis that has nefarious, they can make you do stuff because all they have to do is change context and say,
And give you a trigger
sure,
word.
like you're not going to could say to yourself, okay, I'm not going to strip in front of this guy, but all he has to do is say you're not here, you're in your bathroom getting ready to take a shower now. But you have to be really deep under. No no therapist worth their salt is going to do that. um, Most hypnotism you're actually awake for, you can actually recall it all, and that's something that you can talk to the therapist about and say, I do not want to go completely under. And most of them will say, okay, that's fine. We're just sitting here having a conversation, and you're just in a state of relaxation. And a lot of times you'll have your eyes closed. You don't necessarily need to. It's easier, but
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, but you put yourself under anyway, though. I mean,
yeah.
even with driving and all that, I mean, it's you putting yourself under.
Oh yeah, yeah. You could do that with music. You could do it with anything.
I've actually hypnotized my daughters and one of their friends, and and I'm talking baby hypnosis. I mean, like it's like counting and counting. Okay, now listen to my voice, yada yada yada, and then I have them close their eyes, and it's like, okay, hold your hands out like this or like this, and now you're going to imagine that there's something between your hands, and you can't let it touch. So either they're going to end up with their hands like this, or they're going to end up with their hands like this. But either way, all they're supposed to do is keep their hands like this, right? And they're just shocked every time. Like I said, it's a party trick hypnosis.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was just funny to be able to watch. And they're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe you did that. You know, they were told the key is 100% trust.
Yeah.
That is the key.
you have to have trust in the person
Yeah.
putting you under.
Yeah.
Very
Trust
true.
that nothing negative or, you know, there's a lot of Christians out there who think that hypnosis is a pile of spiritual hooey, or at least an opening to a spiritual attack.
People in
And
glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
When
I
you
know
I'm
what you're
sorry.
saying. I know what you're saying there, Matrix. And that's what I'm saying is if you trust the person, there won't be any problems.
yeah. It, a
Who's
lot of
that?
times, a lot of times when you're in worship music, you're actually in a trance.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, where you
Okay.
where it'd be
Well, it's,
more akin to
it's all in,
worship
well,
or hymns,
it's
things
based
like that.
all of a frequency.
Okay.
There's certain frequencies that will put you under. There's certain frequencies that will make you feel better. There's certain sounds like infrasound that will make you feel bad. I mean, it's the frequencies around you affect
Mm-hmm.
you a lot more than people think.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it would if you repeat the same phrase over and over again,
Yeah.
worship or whatever, you're putting
Well,
yourself in a trance.
Or
Carol,
even the stream
can I
that's
ask
running
you a
underneath
question?
us in the
Yeah.
stream, right? The view of it, you could just stare at that little bit of water falling down the rocks, right? Or you could just listen to the bubbling sound of the stream. It's like, okay. And you simply relax into it. For me, what I do, again, I'm a Christian. It's something that I use to, like Ben says, it's a state of worship. Is I will put on or I will be reading parts of scripture. It's like, okay, I want this to become my mantra for the day or whatever, for lack of a better word. You know, so it's that's what I do.
Yes,
You said you were in a cult, right, Carol?
I was.
What kind of
Yes.
cult were you in?
It was a non-denominational Pentecostal type Christian cult.
Well, like snakes and strychnine?
No, none of that.
Okay, you said Pentecostal. That's where I go.
Oh, funny.
Oh.
No, most Pentecostal churches believe in, well, not most.
Well,
If they're
it's
Pentecostal,
the
they believe
crazy
in,
ones that do that. I get that, but
yeah,
I'm saying for you to be in a cult, you would have to put yourself in a state of self hypnosis, and they would have to teach you that.
yeah,
That's part of cult programming.
yeah,
So self hypnosis.
yeah, yeah. I mean, everybody is there of their own volition. Just like any cult.
Hmm.
People don't get kidnapped and forced into cults as a rule.
Yeah.
Not that hasn't happened, but mostly people are there of their own volition,
Yeah.
and their own volition is just being manipulated. It is the difference, between being in a cult and not being in a cult.
Well, but I'm saying that the self hypnosis is what helps them get to what's the word you just used? Manipulate.
Yeah,
You manipulate yourself.
yeah, it's absolutely the truth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I study cults.
Yeah.
Okay.
All cults don't use hypnosis. I mean, it's just really when you get down to it, a cult's just a high control group, essentially.
Yeah,
Or
Well,
exactly.
yeah, but they teach you certain techniques inside your cult. So, like if you get,
To get maximum compliance. Yeah.
yeah. I mean that's the only way it's the only way it functions really. I
Mm-hmm.
mean they have to get you thinking, hey, you're not good enough, or you're only good enough when you're with them, or whatever the love bombing is. I mean, there's I mean stages to this. It's not like you join a cult. You join something that you think is going to help the world, and next thing you know, it turns out to be a cult.
Now, like in the recorded hypnosis that I do, or I use, the stuff I practice on myself, that's different. But a friend of mine, Chase Hughes, who I worked for,
Wow,
he,
really?
he did these things that I've been using, and you could stay if you want to. You could, in fact, more often than not. I'm actually, even with eyes shut, actually conscious. You can repeat every single word that he said afterwards sometimes. And it's not, it's nothing bad because you know what's in it because you've listened to it over and over again. Um, but sometimes what happens is you just close your eyes and all of a sudden you're at the end. It's like, did I fall asleep? That's because you're in a trance. It's like time passes very quickly. But it's just, that would be akin to the same thing as you're driving along and road hypnosis. You get to
Suddenly you're at work.
like, yeah,
Well, when I was growing up in the shelters and in the group homes and all that, the breathing technique. Oh, this is yoga. I was like, this is not yoga. But they called it yoga, and I always fell asleep. And the reason why I always fell asleep is because usually I've been running for a couple of days, and I didn't get any sleep.
mm,
And
yeah,
then
no,
when I get there, and I'd relax enough so I could sleep.
Hmm.
yeah. But yeah, that's what I do.
Hmm.
That's amazing. Uh, let's see here. Even though you may be drunk, Minsk, I find that it's a very positive thing that you find something that you like in everyone. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a good quality. What's wrong with that?
And Sandy, you had a quote up here from Sandy that she did a hypnosis experience a while ago, and it was a good experience. I'd like to hear more about what the experience was, perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah, I would too, Sandy.
Yeah.
Well, I might try to quit smoking. So
Okay.
it's the only thing I haven't tried. I've tried everything else,
Right on.
so I'm thinking about doing that.
Just thought about
Um,
EMDR.
Huh?
I just thought about EMDR, getting yourself in a
okay.
trance. All you're doing is watching this thing go back and forth while you recite. While you have somebody guiding you. Okay, now think about the event that you want to. Think about all the things that led up to it. And all you're doing is you're doing this, and that's to get both sides of your brain going. But it's still a trance. After
Interesting.
for a
Oh,
time,
that's why they do the side to side, is to get both sides going.
yeah, so get your brain re-engaged and your processing centers while you recount. You can also do it with sound, alternating sound. You can do it with holding two paddles that will vibrate. It just needs something. You just need something on one side. You could probably, I don't know if you'd want to, have somebody's, I don't know, pa pa. In that case, that's more like being in a cult, I imagine. But
That sounds like EMDR, not the slapping, but the getting your eyes to go different directions, like EMDR, to
yeah,
reprogram your brain
mm,
from trauma
yeah,
is frequently what that's used for.
yeah.
That's what my psychiatrist is trying to find somebody who can work with me doing EMDR.
Hmm. Yeah, I've heard it's incredibly effective.
Right on. I have two, actually.
Yeah.
And I imagine it's probably something. A lot of it. I mean, there's a lot of variables in it. Like how much you trust the person's going to be
Sure.
Hmm.
big,
Hmm.
big
Yeah.
indicator. How much authority you view them as having. It's going to be how
Hmm.
much. If you're kind of I don't know, well then, yeah, probably won't work. So yeah, it's important to find somebody you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Hmm.
My guy looked like Jeff Goldblum, so I was like, oh yeah, okay, I kind of like it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's
And every time you
great.
see a fly on the wall, it's like, there's the trigger.
With blue hair or without blue hair?
It would have been his circa Jurassic Park 1 age. So yeah, post fly, pre Independence Day.
Yeah.
Which one?
That's true. Was he in both of them?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I sat through the second one. It was okay. Just okay.
Speaking
Has
of
Sandy mentioned what her good
second,
experience was yet? I'm
what's
not looking
that?
at the chat.
What?
Has
Oh,
Sandy mentioned what her good experience is yet? I haven't been looking at the chat.
no, I haven't seen anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Have to go make supper. I'll catch you guys later. Good to see you, Rolling Stone. Thanks for
Mhm.
See you
thanks
later,
for being
Roland.
here.
Do you think Rolling Stone's like a Bob Dylan fan?
I don't know. Are you a Bob Dylan fan, Rolling Stone?
What? The name just hit me.
Yeah. I do. I have a radio, huh? That's the thing. I did not think that I did. But thank you. I appreciate that. How are you?
Hello.
There she is.
Yeah, I'm alright. How are you?
Doing good. We're talking about
Hey,
what
Cosmic.
we do, what each of us does to learn how to get comfortable in our own skin.
Yeah, I was listening to that and I was thinking, I don't
Oh.
even know what my own skin is. So, but yeah, what I do to get comfortable, I guess, is just distraction. Just
Okay.
distract from whatever it is I don't want to be thinking about generally. So,
Right.
yeah, that's just
Yeah.
that's my MO for everything. Distract. Because otherwise I'm constantly thinking about everything. And I've got so many thoughts running through my head all the time that even when I'm distracted, I can get distracted from my distraction. So I have to replay it over and over and over again. But yeah, it works, so that's all good.
Right on.
So how's everyone's weekend?
Well, I was down with some kind of something. So I was under the weather, as was my husband.
Yeah, I was going to ask how's Steve feeling because you were saying
He's doing great. He feels back to normal now. The only thing I can figure, I didn't get the stomach upset that he got. And that was his only issue. And we got 2 bags of salad. One was the iceberg lettuce and one was greens. Now I think that I didn't eat any of the salad. He did, and so I think that's what it was.
it's so strange to me that salad can kill you in America.
Right?
You have to make sure that you rinse off even the bagged salads.
Yeah.
Because the E. coli or the whatever else is on there can go on and be undetectable until it has sat for a little while.
Yep.
And then all you have to do is rinse it off, spin it in the salad spinner or whatever, and it's fine.
Yeah, listeria too.
Thank you.
Well,
That's the
and
other
water, just water alone will get it off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think that's why they have salad spinners.
Yep.
You wash it and then you spin it, and those things are really fun. You just I just sit there and spin them anyway. But I think the biggest thing we've had a problem here was with some green salad thing, something like that, giving someone or a whole bunch of people some hallucinogenic qualities. So everyone was going, I'm going to go buy some. I'm going to go buy some of that. You silly people. But yeah. But that's I can't think of anything like lettuce giving anyone E. coli. Had some problems with mushrooms in the media, but I think that's been on purpose.
Okay.
Well, didn't a lady like kill some people with mushrooms?
Yeah, her
Yes.
her
Wild mushrooms.
former husband, ex-husband's thing. She said that she got them from a Chinese grocery. I don't think so.
I thought she went and
I don't
collected
think so
them
either.
and used it in her beef Wellington.
Oh.
Well, yeah, but in the beginning, she was saying that she bought them from a Chinese grocer.
Did they
Yeah.
actually
So-
kill the people that she was feeding them to?
yes, I forgot
I
about
think
her.
only one survived. I think one survived.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, she hasn't even gone through
her
court
ex-husband.
process yet.
1 out of 4 or 5. Like there were
One
quite a
one
few.
out of 1 out of 4. Her ex-husband didn't go, but
Isn't
friends
she
of
a
her,
mushroom
the
expert
mother and
too?
father. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I just think, it's not hard to figure out which mushrooms are the dangerous ones. It's something that I was taught when I was a kid, but I'm still not going to go out there collecting mushrooms because just in case some of the deadly ones look like non-deadly ones.
Exactly.
We Americans don't know that. The good ones from the bad ones.
I wouldn't know a good one from a bad one. I just have to trust that the grocery store is not trying to poison me.
All I know is the
Well-
ones with the blue and the red sparkles, those are the ones you want to pick.
Yes. But not if you're colorblind.
Yes, not if you're colorblind. That's very good.
Blue and red sparkles. I did not know that mushrooms sparkled.
Well, no, they
Sound like dodgy eyes.
they got blue and red. They got blue and red spots on them.
Okay.
I
Interesting.
added the sparkle because of the whole resin thing.
I see. Okay. Kristen Melinda says,
That's one thing. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
I was just going to read Kristen's comment. I've been in and out working, taking calls, and thinking about this question. I think I sing or move my body. Lately, those have been the most helpful tools I have to sort of bring down the itch. Right on. And Archie's mom, I've got more comfortable in my own skin the older I've got. That's a good thing. I found a secret about gambling. They team up to always win. Oh, yeah, the house always win. You kidding?
That's not a secret. Yeah, that's not a secret. But the thing is that when you're getting a few small wins, you feel like you're gonna get that big one. That's the whole thing behind it. Like same with I think I've spoken about this before, like pokies and Facebook and all that sort of stuff. It's all designed by the same people to give you the dopamine hit and keep you scrolling, keep you putting money in, keep you doing all that sort of stuff.
But you also need to check the payouts before you go to the place too. Because there's a certain percentage of hits that they have to have for you to win.
Well, over here it depends on whether you're in a pub or in a see, I don't really like talking about gambling, but if you're in a pub or in a casino, the casino will tend to pay out more than the pubs because pub people tend to So it's just, but the thing is, gambling's a gamble, and you're in the end you're probably going to lose.
I mean, I'd go down to my gas station and gamble if I wanted to. There's 3 slot machines sitting there.
That's amazing to me. Like I'm still amazed that people can do that and buy alcohol at a service station.
I can't do. I can't. I still have to go to a state store to get the alcohol. But pretty much everything else. Mm-hmm.
Well, in New South Wales, they can buy it at Aldi's, like a supermarket, and that's still amazing to me. Can't do that in Queensland, which I think is probably a good thing.
Well, I mean, even the grocery stores in Vegas have slot machines. I mean, every place you go to a restaurant in Vegas, it's got slot machines.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine just going to the grocery store and being like, you know what, I want some milk, and just to have a little bit of a slap. Put $5 in the slot machine.
When you get off the plane, there's slot machines there. When you get off,
that's true.
Wow.
I went to Vegas once.
I just couldn't imagine.
Well, twice actually. But once where I could actually gamble.
It's just the amount of people I'd like to go when there's nobody there. So I can see all the lights and all the pretty stuff, but I never want to go to. I just couldn't handle the people.
I'm with you, Cosmic. Whenever I did it overnight when there's less people there.
Yeah, well, I try and go shopping at the same time, like when there's less people at shops as well. And I wanted to go to shops yesterday, I just couldn't deal with it. So how was everyone's Mother's Day?
It was good.
Mine was good. my husband took me out for pizza at a good place, and my son came over later on and brought a couple of pies, and we watched Ghostbusters 2, the
Oh,
2016 one. I don't know
what
what
did you?
everybody complained about. I thought it was fine.
Oh, is that which one is that? Is that the one with the guy in the painting?
It's the girls. It's
No,
the
So
that,
that's not Ghostbusters 2. That's like number 3 or 4.
oh, it
yeah, I
is.
think that's number 3.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the new
Oh, is it?
generation one.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
it was the one made in 2016 with all the girls from Saturday Night Live.
and
Oh,
Thor.
I like that
So,
one. I
and
thought they were
yeah,
funny.
I liked it too. I thought it was good.
Yeah,
It
but
was
I
funny.
like all those actresses as well. So
I do too.
I
You
just
really
think they
can.
picked
and the
a
thing is,
wrong time to come out with it.
Why is that?
when's there ever going to be a good time for a remake?
Well, no,
True.
no, I'm not saying. I'm saying for that remake though, if they would have made it like say after
Hmm.
the movie that just came out. Well, the movie it's not. Well, yeah, the second there's another one that just came out, but with the new cast with the kids and everything, they would have done it after that movie came out. That would have been a successful movie. It's just getting everybody's used to seeing the fellas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
Some of them
they're
are
like,
dead.
well, I'm saying, but they're kind of handing it off to Paul Rudd and the kids and stuff. So
Yeah. Well, everyone loves Paul Rudd. He's
yeah,
amazing.
Yeah.
he never ages.
vampire, you do to know that, right?
Go
What?
look at
Oh,
Paul
right. Oh, yeah,
Rudd.
he doesn't age.
Yeah,
The
look
man
at him.
does
Oh,
Look
No,
at
not
he
him.
age.
looks like
Look at him in
he looks like he's
Clueless.
from Clueless still.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Look at him
exactly.
from Clueless, and then look at him from Ant-Man. He hasn't changed a day.
It's all
Hmm.
that
Yeah.
joy
He
he
isn't.
exudes.
He didn't have the goatee anymore.
I'll be really like I don't really. There's a thing, you know how you try not to like any like star too much just in case eventually they get in trouble for something.
Yeah.
Well, Paul Rudd's the one I'm like, oh, please don't do anything. Please don't nothing come out. Like, no, and also please let him have been good all the way along, you know, because he just seems so lovely and he's so funny and yeah. So, but it's just yeah. I didn't get out of bed for Mother's Day, so, or yesterday basically. So, it's just having one of those times.
Carol, just so you know, our very own Lord Kissreek has posted pictures, our pictures and video of his aurora borealis that he saw in the Great White North
Ooh.
on your
Okay.
Facebook group, Needing and Meetings Facebook group.
Oh, I
There
just
was
sent
Aurora
mine to
Australis here as
Spanky.
well, apparently.
I just sent mine to Spanx. So
See, look, my icon changed.
I see that.
That's
Now,
freaky. I didn't
is
touch
that
anything.
is that the little? Is that? It looks to me like a squirrel from where I sit right now. Is it
It's
not?
a baby dragon.
A little baby dragon.
I
Aw.
think that's the say no evil. It's see no evil, say no evil here.
All
Just
right.
through.
Girl
Yeah, we had the
power.
Aurora Australis here as well. So you guys had it up north and we had it on the south because there was some sort of magnetic storm going on from the sun. So
Yeah, I'm surprised the web still works, honestly. It seems like every
Why
time
is
you
that?
solar activity and things go. But
my
Well,
internet was a bit funny, but that's about it.
I mean, some people's internet's wonky, but I mean, since they
oh,
buried the lines
hmm.
for power and internet and all that, it
Mm-hmm.
really shouldn't
Right.
affect us anymore.
Hmm.
I remember
Well,
when
the
I was a
internet
kid,
generally
and
runs off satellites.
yeah, but they still have to have servers. There's still about 14 servers that make up the internet. They have to be online all times.
Hmm. Actually, that speaking of which, I've just noticed that there's no power lines around my house. They must be all underground.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
So
all buried.
if you drive around, it's like Yeah, there's no power lines. I'm just thinking, okay, cool. And you go where the power lines are, and you're like, oh, this is so messy. But then where are birds going to sit? There's no power lines. We do have lights, so that's all right. I just wanted to say hello to everyone, and you know, all that sort of stuff. I've got to get going because I've got stuff. My son's going to be leaving this weekend,
Oh,
so getting everything all ready to go.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So just helping him pack and stuff, and yeah. Yeah. All right then. I love you, and I'll hopefully see you tomorrow.
Good to
Love
see
you
you.
too.
Love you, Cosmic.
Yeah.
So I guess I should actually share my update.
Yes, please.
I got an email on Friday that I have been accepted, but not for Dawnview. I have been accepted for a different building. So the funny thing is, I kind of know what the building and the apartments look like in that one, as I had looked at it a couple of years ago. The only thing is, I will not be able to move until probably November or later, which really sucks.
So
I did,
does that mean you lose the sale of your trailer?
yeah.
Hmm.
Unless for some unknown reason she doesn't end up finding something between now and then. My contract for the sale of the trailer actually ran out today, and I told her there's no sense in really doing anything with it. I will just have to, I'll just have to wait until probably September or so when I know a little bit more.
Okay.
What has been happening is everybody who's in this building is pretty much being kicked out.
Not pretty much. They have been kicked out.
Well, yeah.
They're
They're
renovating.
doing major renovations on the whole building, and they cannot have anyone in the building while they're doing the renovations.
I'm wondering, how old is the building, do you think, Crystal?
I think it's fairly old.
Okay, what just occurred to me now, it might have asbestos, and that would be 100% the reason you would have to kick everybody out.
That, or possibly because they need to upgrade electrical.
Or mold.
Or mold.
Yeah.
Or
disco.
plumbing. You know, if it's old lead plumbing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There could be a large majority of reasons why. They did say in the email, if I remember correctly, they said doing major renovations to the outside, which is probably going to be meaning tearing the siding off. And half of the siding is actually brick. And then doing, yeah, it's a faux brick, but it's brick. It is in a more established part of town that's been there for a while. It's not in a new section. Yeah, it's hard to say what all they're having to do. I'm assuming siding, new insulation, new windows, possibly electrical. I don't know, but they're in the process of kicking everybody out. I went past there today. It's kind of hard to tell how many people are actually still in there and how many have left because I only saw the two sides. And it was kind of hard to see the one side because there was a truck following me. And I didn't really want to just pull over and kind of see what was going on. But the apartments are pretty nice. I've been doing a lot of thinking and praying and stuff this past weekend.
Mhm.
And a couple of things are kind of cool, I guess,
Okay.
that I've kind of come to learn. I had actually tried a couple of years ago to get in with Housing Authority. And I would have been in that building. And if I had have been in that building, I would have been in the same situation as everybody else now.
Mm.
So it ended up being a godsend that I couldn't get in there, or that, well, actually, the last time my pastor actually showed me that I could stay in my trailer and get
Okay.
help, but
Okay.
that worked for a bit. But there's just, my trailer is so old that it's tough.
Mhm.
And I did not want to spend another summer in here,
Yeah.
but I guess I'm going to have to. Um,
We'll find a way, Crystal.
Yeah.
yeah,
We can do it.
Yeah.
it's meaning talking to insurance to see um, if I can possibly get an extension.
Yeah.
Or find a different company.
Yeah, for those few months. In some ways too, I was thinking about it, and I've been in this trailer for 17 years.
Mhm.
Um, going back into an apartment, I think going into one like Harvest Heights will be a good first step
Okay.
into more assisted living type things.
Okay.
Has that?
The
Yeah.
Dawnview is traditionally a 55 plus,
Okay.
You
and
have a few years
I'm
before that, my friend.
I turned 50. I turned 46 in June, so I do have a few years. I was hoping to get in there. I was hoping to get in there before, just because I know that I click with people that age,
Yeah.
and I never wanted to move again, where this will possibly mean another move. But yeah, I do kind of course, the thing is with me, there's a lot of things I can remember. And
Mhm.
so I remember going into those apartments, and I remember what they look like, and the layout and everything. I don't think I still have the dimensions that I had drawn out, which I wish I had.
Mm.
Love you. I have to go.
Okay.
I can.
See you again.
Bye.
But it's frustrating because I won't be able to get out of my trailer as soon as I wanted to.
Right.
But I also have to realize that God's the one in control.
Right.
And if I truly am supposed to get into Dawnview this time,
Hmm.
he'll make it happen one way or another.
Right.
I have had to ask. I haven't sent the email yet, but I have put an email in there ready to send that will ask if I am definitely going to be able to move in as soon as the rentals are done,
Hmm.
and if they're making sure that I am on a ground floor because I cannot do stairs.
Right. Don't the buildings have elevators?
This one, no.
Oh,
That's like Dawnview does have elevators because it's 3 floors.
yeah.
This one is, let's just call it a 12-plex.
Okay.
There is no hallways between
Okay.
apartments. It is every apartment is accessible from outside only.
Okay.
And the ones that are on the second floor are don't have very good stairs. We'll just put it that way. Plus,
Oh,
it's a full like 13 to 15 steps,
right.
and there's days I can barely make it up the 5 steps into my trailer without
Right.
holding on to everything. And
Okay. So it's a safety thing. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and my like I have osteoarthritis of the spine,
Okay.
and I'm pretty sure they said knees as well. And she just took x-rays of my feet as well to see
Mhm.
if the osteoarthritis is in them as well,
Okay.
because I have a lot of foot pain.
Okay.
So she took new x-rays. I'd had x-rays a few years ago,
Yeah.
but it's yeah.
So, are you going to be able to present that for your case for getting a downstairs apartment?
Well, they already know that I have the osteoarthritis, and in my About Me page that I had to do with the application, I had asked for either a ground floor or a building with an elevator.
Yeah.
I had told them that my first choice would be Dawnview, and because I get along with people that age group
Yeah.
better than my own people. And so it just, because of the mental and physical, that's why I wanted to be in Dawnview. But I guess if I have to do it steps at a time, then I'll have to do that. So yeah, it's a little frustrating.
Yeah.
Not completely what I wanted to hear,
Right.
but I am starting to feel a bit more settled about
Good.
it.
Good. That's
I'll
important.
probably send the email tomorrow morning
Okay.
so that I can get some better clarification. And yeah, once I figure that out, once I get those answers, I've also asked them approximately how much I would be paying in rent and
Mhm.
what else I would be paying in there.
Yeah.
As far as I know, it's 30% of your gross,
Okay.
and if memory serves me correctly, in that building you also pay all your own utilities.
Okay.
Where with Dawnview you pay the 30%. That one I know is 30%, and I think it's like 68 for power and water a
Okay.
month, like each 68 for each of them.
Okay.
And then I think it's like $10 for your parking spot.
Okay.
So I probably won't spend $68 a month once I get into a smaller place. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
right now power is closer to 100 a month.
Yeah.
But I've also got the whole trailer, and not that I don't have every light on all the time during the day. Sorry, the cat is right at the other side of the phone. But he's come the right way. Yeah, it's So this weekend, I pretty much decided that I will start in my addition and I will go through absolutely everything and get it figured out as to what is going the stuff that hasn't been packed already. I will decide whether it's going to be moving with me or going for donations or garbage or recycling or whatever, or staying in the trailer once I move. There's been a couple of things that I've just put in the shed that they can use if they want to or not use if they don't want to. Doesn't matter to me.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
a little frustrating, but whatever. I'll make do. The kitchen is absolutely tiny. I won't even be able to get everything that I need to have on a counter. But
Does it
I'll
have any
figure
kind
it all out.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Well,
I-
I'm sorry
I
that it
kind
didn't
of-
work out in the way that you had hoped, but I'm glad that you're making peace with it.
Yeah. I kind of would like to be able to go in and do a bunch of measurements so that I can build the shelves that I need to, make the curtains or finish the curtains. I have curtains half started, but they were half started for the windows in the trailer. And so I want to get them figured out for the windows that'll be in the new place.
Right on.
It'd be nice to be able to do that, but there's some pretty upset people in town
Oh,
over this whole thing, so I don't think I'll rock the boat anymore.
yeah. Right on. That's
So
good insight. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I'll just go by what I can remember and go from there. I'm already kind of thinking in my head, okay, I'll put that there and that there, and well, that'll work there, and yeah.
Well, good deal, Crystal. I'm proud of you for, taking this as well as you are. I know that was tough.
Oh, trust me, I wasn't doing very good on Friday when I first got the email.
I know.
You can ask him on that one. I pretty
Yeah.
much fell apart and did not do very good this weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, a little frustrating.
Yeah, of course.
And of course, I can still only take the one cat, even though it's a little bit bigger place than the apartments at Dawnview. But whatever, I'm only allowed one.
Oh, we still only allowed one? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the stuff at work has kind of come to a halt.
Good.
How did Kim put it the one day? Is the douchebag there? And I'm like, no, he went home sick, and it looks like he'll be sick for a while. And then, of course, our store manager is gone for this week
Okay.
because they're starting to go for their holidays and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but it's been he said he turned it over to HR in case this guy does get back to work before
Okay.
our store manager does.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Well, good.
but it's nice because he's not there the douchebag isn't there anyways.
Yeah.
So, and considering the way he was coughing, when he was there the day that he went home sick, he's the only way I can describe it is the cough sounds like he's got probably pneumonia or something similar.
Mm,
It's that
ouch.
raspy kind of
Mhm.
cough.
Yeah.
So he
Well,
could be fairly sick. But oh well,
yeah.
maybe it's time for him to stop working. He's in his 70s,
Yeah. Yeah.
like late 70s. So
Right.
hopefully he'll just disappear.
Yeah. Or at the very least, just give up on that, whatever that trip was that he was on,
Hmm.
you know?
I don't. He's the type that probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
And then, of course, one of the other ones that is a pain in my ass sat there and was yelling at management in front of customers
Ooh.
today. And because I heard a good portion of what he said and could actually remember word for word what he said, I've actually already written it down,
Okay.
what I observed. And I wasn't even, like, I wasn't standing next to him. I was standing a good aisle away. Like, he was at one end of the aisle and down a little ways, and I was at the other end of the aisle. So, yeah, it was, and I was hearing him loud and clear, and I'm sure 3/4 of the store was.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So I will also be doing a statement on that.
Okay.
So, of my own free will and ambition.
Yeah.
But he yells at people constantly and he thinks it's funny. So, well,
Well,
time for him to disappear too.
right.
Well, we'll just keep working one at a time and get rid of the ones that are no good anymore and go from there. But so yeah, that's where it's at.
Misha was saying, I'm learning to stop allowing other people to take my happiness. Most of the time, those people have no clue or care that I'm miserable because of their actions. Feels much better to keep smiling forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just tough when they are doing things that are abusive.
Yes, of course.
And of course, psychological abuse is very hard to prove.
Yeah.
But when store manager talked to the one lady that this guy was telling that he was no longer able to, he had to sit in the lounge or the training room or wherever before he starts a shift and couldn't stand where he was telling everybody. And he was told he wasn't allowed to. So
Yeah.
he cooked his own goose on that one. So,
Yeah.
and the person that I know that he was talking to, our store manager talked to, and she said he didn't say too much, but at least she acknowledged that he did say something to her.
Mm-hmm.
So she has to write a statement as well, and
Okay.
that information I got from store manager, not from her.
I see.
I have not talked to her about it. I have only talked to our store manager and HR about the whole situation. And you guys, of course, but
Okay. Right on. Right on. Well, what do you think? Have we had a meeting?
yep.
Right on.
Do you want to sing happy birthday to Lord Kiss Freak?
Happy birthday to
Birthday
you.
to you.
Happy
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 birthday
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 to
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 you.
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 Happy
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 birthday.
birthday,
birthday.
Oh,
sweet
okay.
Chris. Happy
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 birthday
birthday,
birthday to you.
Mr. President. Happy birthday to you, Mr. President. Anyway, I won't go. I need a wig.
We don't have a president up here.
Well, he's as close as I
That's
get.
from Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, I need a wig. I really need a wig.
Yeah, absolutely.
How many swats is it anyway? Did he ever say?
I don't know. I haven't seen anywhere where he has said.
I think he's
Uh,
younger than I am, but
How old are you, Chris?
probably. I'd say.
Ah, come on, don't be shy. I'm not afraid of people knowing how old I am.
Yeah, I'm not either. I just forget how old I am
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, I don't want to count it out because it's depressing.
I never believed that could be a thing when I was younger, but it can be a thing. Like this whole past year, I've been 58 and I've been thinking 57 the whole time.
Hmm,
And I'm 59 now, so
yeah,
48.
okay.
yeah. I was
No,
just
I'm not 41. I'm not 21. I am 46 next month. And
Okay.
yes, I still do that and a half.
going on 13. I appreciate that. It's freak.
So you're acting your shoe size, not your age. That's what I like to say when kids or when young adults are screwing around in the store. Oh, you're acting your shoe size, not your age, huh?
Maturity is not a
Going on
virtue.
13. You and my husband are in good company. I married a perpetual 12-year-old. He is such a kid. I love it though.
Yeah, my sister-in-law had 6 kids, 5 that she birthed, and then the big one.
Yeah. Ooh,
Yes.
you guys, I'm fading. I'm still
Yeah.
not quite out of the woods with whatever I had over the weekend.
Ooh, yeah. Sorry to hear about that. That
Thank
wasn't
you.
fun.
No, I didn't have the same stomach thing that Steve did because I didn't eat the salad. I think it was
Yeah,
from the salad.
mine,
But
whatever I had, wiped me out. It was.
yeah, I just have felt under the weather.
Hmm,
Not anything, strong, one symptom over another thing, just
hmm.
generally not feeling well.
Yeah, I generally felt like a gas station toilet. You know, it was just icky. I mean, you feel toxic. You feel bleh. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah. But you know,
I'm gonna take off, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
good to see you, Crystal.
Yeah, good to see you guys too.
okay. Well, there we go. Okay. Well, I hope the Jet T Donkey's doing okay, and
Yeah, he's doing good. Yeah, he was willing to go out this morning. I've been having a little trouble getting him out in the pasture in the mornings because there's been a lot of good stuff to graze in the pen where he can
mm,
come out into at night. But we mowed it, so this morning he seemed to be willing to get on out into the pasture. So
oh, that's good. Well, like I said, I hope you have a great day, and
you too.
hope you have a great evening and all that thing, and
Thank
hopefully you
you.
get feeling better 100. Hopefully you get back
So
to
too.
100% tomorrow.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll go to bed early tonight, I hope, and just give myself an extra boost of rest.
You have a great
You
day.
too, Ben. Thanks, you guys. Good meeting. Love to see each and every one of you. Thank you for being part of this group and part of this community. And Hope to see you again next meeting. And until then, peace, y'all.